Hey there. I hope you're ready for a nice and sad story. For this week's Mentor Text Monday, I wanted to talk about this book, The Remember Balloons, written by Jessie Oliveros. It is one that I picked up at the Children's Literature Festival just last weekend, and it's really sweet. So be prepared, have some tissues. In this mostly black and white images except for the balloons. And in this story, the main character is a little boy who has his balloons. And he talks about how the younger sibling has less balloons because he has less memories. But mom and dad have a lot of balloons. Each balloon is a different memory. The wording itself is fairly straightforward. It doesn't give a lot of extra details. So like when I look at it, I can see the pony again. I can still taste the chocolate frosting. That's all it says. The illustrations bring up the rest. And if you notice through the artwork, the balloons are the part that are always in color. So here's mom and dad. They've got lots of balloons, but grandpa has so many balloons that he's got a ton of balloons and they're all different memories. And each balloon has its own color. As the story continues, the little boy talks about how they have one balloon in common, or at least the silver balloon is in common. And it's one that they share the same memory. And here it is. And as time goes, the grandpa starts to lose his balloons, and the little boy is desperately trying to hold on to them, to capture them and bring them back, and he just can't. They just continue to float away, get tangled up, as the grandpa is starting to forget things. And so it's a really good one to talk about the aging process with kiddos and what it's like how do you handle these things, because that's really hard on a kid. If you've got a family member with dementia or Alzheimer's, it's rough. It's hard on the adults, but it's just as hard on the kids, especially if they don't understand. So this made this concept easy for the kids to understand, and it made it a little bit more real. The analogy it goes through is fabulous. By the end of the story, the little boy is starting to use his own balloons and the memories that the grandpa has shared with him. And at the very end, you see him sitting in grandpa's lap and sharing the balloons back with him and sharing those memories. So within my class, I definitely liked, not so much for the grammar, I liked the idea of maybe taking a balloon concept. I could come back, let's say, to this balloon, and I could have the kids write this one memory, and I could write it from different perspectives. So if my last story, we were talking about the cloth, telling the story, I could kind of tell the story through maybe the horse's perspective or the hat, through the balloon's perspective. But I would want to record this happy memory and have the kids practice writing that and doing it on like one of these memories first to kind of model it. And then after that, I want my students to be able to take a different balloon. I want to do a graphic organizer so they have their balloon and they can cut it out and color it afterwards, but they're going to record one memory on a balloon. We could even do where we've recorded a happy memory, nothing that's going to make them too sad or be traumatic to reshare with other people or retell. And I want them to record it, to write it as a story, and then roll it up and put it in a balloon, and we want to blow up our balloons. For a few minutes, we might play with our balloons, and then we're going to take somebody else's balloon, and we're going to read each other's stories and then write a letter back to that person. And so I like the idea of being able to share our stories with other people. And that really is kind of where writing should be. We want our writing to be something that we can share with other people. We're either sharing our thoughts and opinions, we're sharing our knowledge, our emotions. And so I thought this would be a really great one to capture our own memories, but then to share them with other people and get some, not feedback, but being able to share that with somebody else so that we have understanding. Anyways, fabulous picture book. You will definitely cry. I've already read this one to my students, and they are really excited to continue with the activities for this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next week.